So today is day 4, and I'm doing part 2 of Sogang, Ewha and Yonsei. And I wanted to talk about Sogang too, because I noticed people who are checking out my video are English speakers, and mostly I'm assuming like Americans and Canadians. But even if English is your second language and you come from a Romance language background, it'll probably be helpful to you. So there are just a few things I wanted to make sure I didn't give the wrong impression. I felt like I gave the impression that maybe Ewha was like super easy and like Yonsei was super hard. But it really isn't what it is. It really is about curriculum design. And then I also wanted to mention Sogang because of their reputation for helping people with speaking. And I've met other Americans who studied at Sogang, like a couple of friends of mine, but even just people I've met randomly. And I was actually really envious of their speaking ability. So I want to talk about that, like starting with number 1, first thing you need to think about is what is your goal? What is your goal for studying Korean? So Korean and English are not really compatible. If you're not already bilingual, you don't know some Japanese or even Chinese would be helpful. It's going to be a tough road, which is not to say you can't do it, but you just need to know. Like, don't be looking at the Japanese students and comparing yourself to them in class, because Japanese and Korean are very similar, and English and Japanese and English and Korean are the most dissimilar languages on the entire planet. I'm not making that up. You can Google it. So, that said, what is your goal? So if I were a college student who was just coming for like a semester, and because I loved K-pop and I just wanted to go home, being able to speak some Korean and like go to the Korean restaurant and order, I would probably choose Sogang University. I'm not kidding. Again, because the friends that I know that have gone there were really comfortable speaking, and that's the reputation they have all over Korea. You can ask Korean people. I've had Korean friends recommend Sogang to me, and that's the truth. I mean, you can see it in the end result. If you just want to speak, they obviously do offer other areas. I mean, you're going to study grammar. They do have writing courses, but you can actually choose not to take the writing course, okay? So seriously, like if you're just coming for the summer, you're just coming for, a semester, you're not going to be here long, or you just want to talk to your grandma. Like maybe your grandma's Korean, but no one else in your family is. You just want to be able to speak. Definitely consider Sogang, so look into it. Their deadlines are different than Ewha and Yonsei. So, but their focus is speaking, and that's what they're known for. Now, with a caveat. So the thing is, though, that Sogang, I hesitated a little bit. They don't cover as much grammar as we cover at Ewha, and then Yonsei covers even more grammar than we do. So the issue is, if you're preparing for the TOPIK test, which is 한국어 눈으로 시험, I think. That's how you say it, right? I took the test. If you're preparing for that, it's a government level test of Korean proficiency, then I would kind of lean towards, okay, maybe you need to go to Sogang for maybe your first semester or your second semester so that you feel confident speaking Korean and you're really able to enjoy your Korean life, and then really get into like Ewha and really dig in so that you're doing the essays, you're doing a little bit more with the listening on a regular basis. I mean, I don't know. Again, I haven't been to Sogang, so definitely search out more questions. So if that's something you're going to need to do, you're going to need to take the TOPIK test, then look for Sogang and TOPIK tests. How do people feel? Did they feel prepared? The people who went to Sogang. People who go to Yonsei, usually if they do well and they're passing, are prepared for the TOPIK test because there's no speaking on the Korean government test. So sometimes people are like, oh, just go to Yonsei, it'll be fine, you'll be really prepared for the test. The problem is you may not pass the class, and you're not going to be prepared for anything if you're taking the same level twice. So that's why I'm really hesitant to recommend Yonsei for anyone who's not a kyopo who already speaks Korean and just needs to understand the grammar, or someone who's Japanese and pretty proficient in languages. Then they may not have difficulties at Yonsei. But that's why I hesitate to recommend Yonsei, because of the really lack of focus on speaking and listening. But yeah, so I didn't want to give the impression that one program is like slack and the other one isn't, and especially for Ewha. So I studied at Ewha 2 semesters, right? I took level 2, second time there, first time at Yonsei, second time at Ewha, and I took level 3 at Ewha and failed. I failed this semester. It was very... I was a little bit shocked especially because of how close it was. So my average score was high enough to pass the class, but I had a minor panic attack. No joke. Like, I thought I was going to start crying during the final exam on the writing section. And so because of that, my writing score was below 60%. It was like 50 something, 50-something%. So I failed the entire course. I did not get a certificate. So I don't want to give the impression that Ewha is easy. I think if you know how to study well and you have a really good system. But for me, what happened was the writing test in Ewha, just to let you know, put it all out there on the internet in public, it's not really a writing test. Basically, you have topics that you do throughout the semester, and your teacher will grade those essays and correct them. And so then similar, like the exact same, depending on your level, the exact same topic or a slightly changed version of the essays that you did for homework will be on the test. So anyone worth their grain of salt, any A-level student at Ewha is going to memorize their homework writing assignments and then reproduce them on the test. And furthermore, if you make some friends, they won't really change the test that much. Yonsei either. They don't really change the test that much, so you can kind of get a feel for what's going to be on there and kind of study that stuff. So that's how the top students make it happen. I'm grown, first of all. Let's talk about this. And I got other stuff to do. I was working part-time. I had, I'm working on video projects. I'm in film, doing this kind of stuff, doing comedy, which I'll share all that with you. So me sitting down, just like memorizing essays, obviously didn't really happen. So I did. I failed at Ewha. So I don't want to make it seem like it's a cakewalk, but I stand by my assertion that the curriculum at Ewha is better designed than the curriculum at Yonsei. Sorry. I've had to make lesson plans. I've had to try to teach speaking and listening. And the Ewha program is better designed. It's newer. It's more updated. So that said, Sogang, though, definitely give them a look if you're just wanting to pop into Korea and just pick up some speaking skills. Because grammar is something, once you have a good base in the language, you can study some grammar by yourself. And I'll talk later about some resources for studying that are available for free and for cheap on the internet, resources that I'm familiar with and would recommend. So that's all for today's video, just very basic, just wanted to clear that up, kind of follow up on the Yonsei-Ewha debate. Yonsei just has a really great reputation because they were the first program. So it's kind of like you get in early, like Harvard, Yale, Princeton. No, those are great schools, but you know what I mean? You get in early, people assume everything that you do is good. So I would say the language program, it's okay. For certain people, it will be great, depending on your background. But since you're listening to this, you're probably an English speaker. There's a good chance that Yonsei is not going to be your best choice. I think I might have said it in the other video before. In my class, I failed, and a Kyopo, which is an overseas Korean, also failed. He was also American, but we both have graduated from college about 10 years or more ago. So that's the other thing. We're a little bit older. We've been working. We're out of the practice of studying. And we're English speakers. So I don't know. Some of the younger guys did a little bit better. There was another Kyopo girl who's from New Zealand, also an English speaker, who passed the class. So, there's all kinds of factors. Age, ability, your study ability. Are you coming out of school recently? Consider all of those things. But just wanted to give a shout out to Sogang just because I've seen good results. And I'm going to stop rambling now. We'll see what the video is tomorrow. Hopefully you'll have some actual footage, not just talking. But that's all for today. So see you tomorrow. Please subscribe on YouTube and like me on Facebook so you can get just random updates and pictures and whatever for the next 30 days that I'm doing this. And I'm also on Twitter. What is my Twitter? The Soul Sister. The Soul Sister. Find it in the comments. And also on Me Today. So 한국어로 Me Today에서 많이 코멘트를 No, that was so sad. I'll do more Korean later. But yeah, I put Korean comments in Korean on Me Today because it's a Korean platform. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Just subscribe. Catch up with you tomorrow.